course of my career, I've met many people who are struggling in different areas of their life, whether it be in a relationship, issues with parenting, or a personal issue such as depression or low self-esteem. Many people don't have the financial resources or time to devote to going to therapy on a regular basis. In hopes to meet the needs of those people, I created this podcast, Top 5 with Chris Taylor, where you learn the top 5 things that you can do right now to change that difficult situation in your life. Today's episode of Top 5 with Chris Taylor, we're going to talk about the topic of the top 5 things you can do when working with a challenging coworker. Now, I think we all know that person that we work with in the office. A little different if it's a boss. This is more focused on somebody that's more of a colleague or a peer on your level. But somebody that just gets under your skin, always kind of says the wrong thing, maybe just really negative, doesn't value you. Maybe they even think that they're like your pseudo boss, so they try to micromanage or give you tasks, or maybe even they try to delegate some of their own work onto you. So these are the top 5 things you can do to manage working with a challenging coworker. Okay, so number 1 is identify the good, right? Look for the strengths in that person so that you start focusing on those and not what they're doing wrong. Because I think what happens when you focus on what's wrong, what's been done wrong, or what somebody's doing wrong, is that's all you focus on. And that becomes sort of the narrative and the story that runs through your mind. And sooner or later, there's no space for anything that's positive. So try to break free of that and try to identify those things in that person that you like. There's got to be at least 1, 2, maybe 3 things, maybe more, but hopefully there's just a couple that you can look at and say, you know what, I actually value that in this person. And I think that they're a good person because of these things. And maybe you see some of those negative aspects become sort of secondary, and you can develop more of a strategy then around how to encourage more of that positive communication and positive interaction. Okay? So number 2, don't give away your power. So you have a challenging coworker, right? And they just get under your skin and they just rub you the wrong way, and you focus on that. And you get frustrated, you get upset, you might be angry, you want to avoid, but you're giving your power away. You're allowing that person to have control of you. You want to remain in control. You want to stand firm in the face of adversity, sort of rise above it, and the only way you can do that is to sort of, be true to who you are, on a sort of core level. So be cautious, don't give away your power, and really focus on maintaining control of yourself. Okay. Number 3, practice radical optimism. I've talked about this in other videos, and I think this is a really important fact, and something that you should just do just overall in life, but will really help you when you're dealing with a challenging coworker. Radical optimism. Be hopeful, be energetic, see the good in life. Practice, sort of unconditional love and positive regard, and really have that hope for the future that what is today will be better tomorrow. And don't get lost in all the messages that tell you that it won't be, right? Believe in the possibility of positive change. Okay? Number 4, always be kind. If somebody's being angry or sort of nasty and mean to you, don't meet that with that same energy. Don't, what we would say, stoop to their level, right? You want to be kind. What's the old adage? Kill them with kindness. You'll catch more bees with honey than vinegar. There's a reason that these things are sort of in our vernacular. It's because they're important and they make a difference. If you meet somebody who's being sort of mean and nasty with a lot of kindness and encouragement, it's really hard to meet that kindness and encouragement with more meanness and nastiness. So hopefully just that alone will cause them to change their tune a little bit, or maybe they'll start avoiding you because you make them uncomfortable because you're practicing that radical optimism and you're just generally being kind. Okay? So the 5th thing that you can do is be assertive, right? If somebody is being mean, you can be assertive and still be kind, but you want to be direct. You don't want to be mean and cutting and attacking. You just want to be direct and kind, but set your limits and set your boundaries effectively. What you don't want is to give people permission that they can really just treat you however they want without consequence. In corporate environments, you have the backing of HR and these types of things as support. But we're really talking about what you can do when you're dealing with this person one-on-one in sort of daily interactions. So again, those are the top 5 things that you can do starting today, dealing with a challenging coworker. that will really change your relationship for the positive. If you liked what you just saw and you would like more information about how you can implement these top 5 things into your life right now, please check out this and additional videos on my website, www.christaylormft.com.